Hey guys, it's Philip from PR Moves back again for the second of our 8 divisional breakdowns. Today we're going over the AFC South. No one recommended it, but it's the one I had done. So we're going to be going over the AFC South. This one, two things might really shock people about the AFC South. I think it's going to be really fun. So just remember to comment down below what division you want to see next outside of the AFC South and NFC North, which I've already done. So I'll see you guys in the actual video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Alright, let's start out with the Houston Texans coming in here at 4th place in the division. Looking at their schedule here, what I have predicted for them. Jacksonville, Cleveland, Carolina, Buffalo, all pretty difficult games for them off the bat. Same with New England. They're going to start off 0-5. They're going to get 3 upset wins over division rivals. Houston hasn't had a losing division record since in 2015. So they're a pretty good team within the division. So I think they are going to win a few of these games. They're going to lose to Arizona, the Rams, Miami, of course, to get the upset win over Tennessee. So basically, they lose every game outside of their 3 upsets in the division. I think their MVP is going to be Laramie Tunsil. Just because I think he's the best player on that offense, but Philip Lindsay's going to probably show up the most on tape, and he'll probably be the most electric player. Super sad for Philip Lindsay that they had to go to his, this trash franchise. Zach Cunningham, the tackle machine, probably going to be the defensive player of the year. Rookie of the year, I put as Davis Mills because, as you can see in my prediction, I have Mills starting 9 games, averaging 200 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception per game. Not exactly 200 yards per game, but like 198 or 206 or something. I don't even know who else would make that big of an Nico Collins, Brevin Jordan. I don't think any of them would make that big of an impact. So Davis Mills I have as the Rookie of the Year. And then Brandon Cooks, I think with Will Fuller departed, if he stays healthy, of course, will be one of the better slot receivers in the entire league. So really excited to see what Brandon Cooks can do. And there you go, 3-14 record. They're finishing 4th in the division, and they'll potentially have the #1 overall pick, plus picks that they could get from trading Deshaun Watson, which I didn't even include in this video. So I just assumed Watson is opting out in this video. So Houston Texans 3-14, 4th in the division, #1 overall pick. All right, we got Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville, a team that I have winning a lot more games than you would probably think. Starting out looking at their schedule here, they do beat Houston off the bat. We saw that just a few slides ago. They beat Denver at home. They lose to Arizona. They lose to Cincy in Cincinnati. They do get a nice win over Tennessee here. Miami, good team. They lose that. They get to their bye week. You're looking here at Seattle. Tough game for them. I think Russell Wilson is just going to be too much for that secondary. Wait, they win that. I'm looking at Buffalo. Yeah, they beat Seattle. I like their matchup against Seattle, especially with that offensive line. Josh Allen's going to feast. Buffalo, Indy, San Fran, teams that are just all better. Again, Atlanta, I think, is a team they can beat up on. And then Rams, Tennessee, Houston, all just teams that, again, Houston getting that upset win. The Jets, a team I think that they'll be able to beat pretty easily. New England, a nice little upset win for them. Jacksonville always seems to play super well against New England, so I thought that was a good prediction right there. Then, of course, getting swept by Indianapolis. You can see Trevor Lawrence dominates this page over here. I have him as the MVP, which of course means he's the Offensive Player of the Year, and he's also a rookie. So he dominates this over here. I said he has an excellent offensive rookie year. He's more on par with Herbert, maybe like 4,100 yards, 30 touchdowns, something like that. I think that's easily achievable with the level of talent on this offense. Defensive Player of the Year I have is Josh Allen. I think he's super underrated as an edge rusher. I think he's going to feast this year if he gets a little bit of help. And the Most Improved Player, Taven Bryan, gets that Florida connection with Urban Meyer. Hopefully they can utilize his talent on his last year of his contract. Looking at the bold predictions, Travis Etienne has both 750-plus rushing and receiving yards, and I think it's entirely possible he's a great receiving back, and his chemistry with Trevor is going to make that duo really powerful. And then, boldest prediction, Miles Jack traded midseason with declined production. His production decreased last year, and if I'm Urban Meyer and his production continues to decrease, I think that'd be a super easy trade. I think a team like Green Bay, or who's another team that needs a middle linebacker pretty badly? Like the Rams, even, if you want to just keep feeding your talent to the Rams. That'd be a really interesting dynamic there. So again, 7-10, third in the division, and a top 15 pick. All right, we got Tennessee, a team that I think is going to be way worse than some people have it. I have them as one of the worst teams here in the league until this winning streak here. Again, this is a prediction, so I know it's not really going to... I know none of this is going to be accurate. This is just kind of a storyline I think happens to a team every single year. Last year was the San Francisco 49ers. So a team always gets injured and underperforms, and I have that being the Tennessee Titans this year. So losing to Arizona, losing Seattle, losing to Indianapolis. They do beat the Jets. They beat the Bills because they always play the Bills super well. It's just something they do. Lose to Jacksonville, lose to KC. They can't really keep up with that game, especially if they're injured. Indianapolis, the Rams, New Orleans, and then a nail in the coffin with Houston, and that flips the switch on this team. They beat New England, beat Jacksonville, beat Pittsburgh, beat San Fran. Lose to Miami, good team there, and they knock Houston there at the end. So a 7-10 record for this Tennessee team. Of course, Derrick Henry being the MVP, Offensive Player of the Year. Jeffrey Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year. Great edge rusher going into his third year. Rookie of the Year, I think it's going to be Dylan Raduns over Caleb Farley. I don't think Farley's going to have an immediate impact. He might not even play right away with his back injury, and Raduns is going to be taking over that tackle spot that they've needed filled since letting their guy walk to Cleveland. Conklin, I think it was. But Raduns is going to step in and help immediately, and him and Derrick Henry are going to be bulldozing. And then, of course, Jeffrey Simmons being that most improved player from last year. I think he only had like 4.5 sacks last year, so I think he can really improve. And yeah, of course, I already mentioned this. Titans are plagued with injuries, loss of talent, and they hit a little bit of a soft rebuild. They try to rebuild that receiving core. I think it's a really weak receiving core outside of A.J. Brown. They need to slightly rebuild the secondary, maybe readdress that edge rusher. I do like Bud Dupree, but you kind of assigned him for a lot, so really interesting to see how this Titans year adds up here. Bold predictions. Mike Vrabel's fired at the end of the season. I don't think that would happen, but an underperforming season like this wouldn't put it out of the question, especially since they might blame it on the fact Arthur Smith wasn't there. And then, boldest prediction, rookie Caleb Farley nabs 6 interceptions and wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Of course, I didn't put that into account here, or else he would have been the Rookie of the Year. But I think it's a possibility. I think he was the second most talented corner before his back injury really showed up. So, really, I think if he's fully healthy, he's going to be a super big steal for them. So, of course, 7-10 overall record. They finished second in that division, and they will also have a top 15 pick just like Jacksonville. And we finish off with the Colts. And yes, I spelled Quentin Nelson's name wrong because of autocorrect, but we'll talk more about the awards here in a second. Let's look at their record here. They have a really tough start to the season. I mean, Seattle, really tough with really just how those rosters match up. The Rams defense. Tennessee, I have them injured, so that I have them winning that game, of course. Excuse me. Miami, really tough game. Baltimore, really tough game. I think their linebackers are so good that they'll be able to contain Lamar Jackson, so that's really good for them. They lose to Houston. Of course, I have Houston getting that upset over every single team. And then San Fran, Tennessee, the New York Jets, a bunch of pretty gimme games for this roster. Jacksonville also as well. Buffalo, who beat them last year. The Buccaneers, best overall roster in football. So Buccaneers getting a nice little win there. Houston coming in with another W for the Colts. They go to their bye week. They lose to New England, who always has the Colts numbered. Bill Belichick owns Frank Reich and that staff. Arizona, they get that loss. I think maybe they can contain Baltimore because Lamar isn't as much of a deep ball thrower, but Kyler Murray is just insane. And then Las Vegas, who they've beaten like 3 times in the past 2 years, and Jacksonville. Of course, they've swept Jacksonville a few years now. And you're looking at this, Awards over here, Carson Wentz wins this MVP, and I also mentioned him down here in the prediction. He plays well, throwing for 3,600 yards, 26 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. Plays better much under Frank Reich. But of course, Quentin Nelson being that best player on that offense wins Offensive Player of the Year. Should be Quinton Nelson, but spelled it wrong. Oh well. Defensive Player of the Year, DeForest Buckner, as right here. I think he's going to be much more impactful than Darius Leonard, even though Darius Leonard's a maniac. And I think Buckner's the more impactful player. I think having that second best nose tackle in football is better than having a borderline top 10 linebacker. And then Rookie of the Year, Kwity Paye. Didn't really know who else to put up here. Didn't really like their draft overall, so Kwity Paye, their best pick, probably their Rookie of the Year. And most improved, I do have it being Paris Campbell, who I think is going to take most of T.Y. Hilton's snaps. If Campbell stays healthy, he'll finally have a deep ball thrower on the roster, and I think he'll have a really nice season. So Paris Campbell coming in here with the most improved player. Looking at the bold predictions before we wrap up the video, Marlon Mack finishing with more rushing yards than Jonathan Taylor. They do a running back by committee here, and I thought they were going to trade Marlon Mack this offseason, but he sticks around and have him finishing with more rushing yards than JT. And then Colts finish with a top 5 pass rush with Kwity Paye, Buckner. They signed a few other guys. I just can't think of their names off the top of my head, or their names are too complicated. But there you go. Top 5 pass rush is the boldest prediction. Probably could switch the bold and boldest prediction. This is way more likely than Marlon Mack finishing with more rushing yards than JT. But there you go. The Colts finishing 9-8. They're going to win the division for the first time since 2018, I believe. Or 2019? No, 2018. And they will be the 4 seed in the conference. So the Colts going on and winning that. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support. Please, 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 please be sure to comment what division you want me to do tomorrow. I'll get working on that right away. First comment I see with the division will be tomorrow's video. Just remember, already done the AFC South, and then we've done the NFC North. So hit me with any of the other 6 conferences. I'll pump one out every single day, and I'll talk to you guys all later. Peace out. Have a wonderful weekend.